What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? It's Wednesday, September the 15th, a beautiful day to be alive. From the heart of New Jersey, The Joint is brought to you by Draft Motherfucking Kings, the best. Week 1 may be over, but the season is just getting started. Getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook app is the official sports betting partner of the NFL. Doesn't get better than that. That's as good as it gets. DraftKings is the real fucking deal, and they're giving new customers $200 in free bets instantly for week 2. Just bet $1 on any football game. Did you hear what I'm saying to you? Bet $1 on any football game, and we're going to give you $200 in free bets instantly, whether you win or lose. If you can't bet in the sportsbook in your state, don't worry. DraftKings has huge cash prizes up for grabs all season on their daily fantasy contest. Listen, their fantasy is no fucking joke. Download the app right now for the daily fantasy contest. You're not going to be sorry. They also have a fucking casino that'll make fucking your asshole pucker up. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at $1 million in total prizes with their first deposit. Whether you go on DraftKings Sportsbook app or you go on the DraftKings Fantasy app, Uncle Joey's coming through on both of them. If you go on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, it's easy. Use promo code Joey. Receive 200 in free bets when you place $1 on any football game this weekend. That's promo code Joey to get you 200 on any football game this weekend. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. Got to be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Colorado, only bookmaking states apply. New customers only. Restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Now, you're not going to have a gambling problem because you have to pay before you lay the bet down with DraftKings. That's what I love about them. But if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-9-WITH-IT if you're in Indiana. But if everything is straight, if all engines are set to fucking go, let's fucking download the Sportsbook app today, right now, because you're gonna fucking light your fucking bookie on fire. Fuck that punk ass bitch when you got DraftKings Sportsbook app, and we're gonna throw 200 your way when you bet $1. Use code Joey to get this party started. The Joint would also love to welcome MD to the Joint, a news sponsor to the Joint. I love these guys. They call the MD Hearing Aid. Listen to me, I know you're fucking all young, but you got parents, you got uncles, you got grandpas. And I'll tell you what, my hearing aid saved my fucking life a few years back. I would go to a restaurant, and if you were talking to me, I couldn't hear you. All I could say is, can you understand what the waitress is saying, or is she fucking mumbling? Then MD Hearing Aid is for you if you're having a hard time putting all the sounds together. If you're worried about looking like an old man, don't worry about it. They have a sleek design, and it fits inside your ear, so nobody knows you're even wearing it. The first time I saw one was when I worked with Ray Liotta on The Sopranos, and I asked him, and he told me he wasn't deaf. It's that his ear wasn't capturing all the sound. That's the same problem I had. So do yourself a favor. If you don't need a hearing aid, that's fine. But if you do, MD Hearing Aid is the one for you. They're water resistant. You can wear it in the shower, no problem. And they got a rechargeable battery that lasts up to 30 hours. Listen, nobody's wife talks that much. Now, hearing aids can cost my original ones cost $2,800 a piece. It's $5,200. You ready for what MD Hearing Aid could do for you? These are $299 each. How? They simplified the design and cut out the middleman. The best part is this is all direct to you. No doctors and no prescription needed. Listen up. They got 600,000 satisfied customers. Plus, you get a 45-day risk trial and 100% money-back guarantee. So you have nothing to lose. Listen to your Uncle Joey. These are as good as premium hearing aids. Reclaim your life from hearing loss. Go to mdhearingaid.com. Again, mdhearingaid.com. Use promo code Joey, and they're going to get you the deal of a lifetime. You ready? Buy one, get one deal. They're normally $600 each, but now you get the pair for $299 with code Joey. If that's not a deal, I don't know what is. Plus, they're going to throw in the extra charging case. It's a $100 value, but just for the listeners of the joint. So head to mdhearingaid.com and press in Joey. You got questions, you want to talk to them, you could even call them at 1-833-773-1355. That's 1-833-773-1355. Listen up. It's the MD Hearing Aid, cocksuckers. You don't have to look at me with that stupid look on your face no more. And the joint is also brought to you by Upstart. You hate looking at your credit card statements every month? Yeah, so do I. When you're in debt, it feels like it never ends. But Upstart can fucking help you, okay? Upstart is fast and easy to get a personal loan to pay off your debt. Listen, being in debt is not fun. Right now, between the moratorium, work, people are having a hard time. Whether it's paying off your credit cards or consolidating your debt, get a simple fixed monthly income. Just a 5-minute online rate check. You get approved the same day and receive funds as fast as one business day. If debt is taking over your life, it's time to get a fresh start with Upstart. So do me a favor today. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Joey. That's upstart.com/Joey. Don't forget to use the URL to let them know I sent you. I got to throw this in disclaimer. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/Joey and get out of debt today. And now it's time to start the show. We got a great guest today, and we're going to rock your motherfucking world.
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint. It's Wednesday, the 15th. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you this month was going to fucking move at the speed of fucking light? Speed of light. It's the 15th already. 2 days ago was the fucking 1st. Do the fucking math. This thing is flying, Jack. And it's going to fly straight to the end of the fucking month. It's been a great week so far. Had a couple things going on. Went to acupuncture this week. Worked out. I'm still waiting to hear on the Rick Rubin thing for Thursday. I'm excited about that. A lot of good things going on, man. Fucking acupuncture is great. I went for all that whole time, and that whole last year I didn't go. So hopefully this will be the final fucking step in my recovery to feeling a lot better. You could tell I'm feeling better. I'm looking better. I'm alive and kicking. Like I said in the top of the fucking show, football is back. I had a great weekend this weekend. Fucking the fair at the park, the fucking Jimmy Florentines was great. We watched the Miami Dolphin New England game, and it's so weird how much life has changed, you know. I still remember 8-9 years ago goofing on Lee because I'm home watching a New England game. What the fuck you play for New England? I used to bust his balls. And this week, I'm sitting there watching New England against Miami, and I'm thinking to myself, fuck, I'm having a good time. I go, that's how fucked up I was in L.A. that I wouldn't even watch football. Like, I wouldn't even watch football. Everything was on work mode. My whole life was work mode. You're not allowed to watch football. It's bad for you. Things have fucking changed. I'm loving football. I watched the Miami game. I didn't bet any of the early games. I bet fucking the Rams because I know the Rams, so they came through for me. And then Monday night, I ate a bag of shit because I bet the fucking Raiders, and I thought it was home team underdog on a Monday night. They're getting 4, and everything was set up for it. They were 17-24. It was 24-17. They were ready to score, and then they fucked up, and that was the end of that. I had a parlay, too, even though parlay's a sucker's bet. I just wanted to watch the game, so I threw in a $25 parlay. I think I would have won like 120 or something like that. It was just something to watch the fucking game. I figured at least I have one side that won. Both my sides crapped out, so I'm ready for fucking next Sunday. I might blast some fucking college in, but I don't know much about college sports. You gotta stay on top of that shit and know it. I don't know shit about college football, so I'll just stick with pro. Obviously, I don't know much about pro because I took a beating on Monday fucking night, so, you take your fucking chances. I love it. I love just putting 25. I don't have to watch the whole game. I didn't watch the whole fucking 4 quarters. I can't watch 4 quarters. I'll come down here. I'll watch the beginning after halftime. I'll watch a few minutes. Then I'll go outside. I smoke my nightly number. Then I come back in, I watch the rest of the fucking game. I may play a little fucking guitar. And that's it. That's my fucking night. I just can't sit there and watch fucking 18 games in a day. I could sit there for a little while, take a ride. And that's what I did Sunday. I went to Jimmy's, watched a few quarters, got up, met my family, went over to the fucking fair. Let me tell you something. It was great. There was a ton of people there. It was a co-video event. That's why I sat under a fucking tree by myself and looked from a yonder. You know what I'm saying? Like I looked from a ponda, whatever the fuck they call it. I looked over. It was fucking great. Let me tell you something. They had these milkshakes. I didn't get one. I got one for my daughter, right? Because I got one for a bunch of the people. Yeah, because we had like 6 kids with us. They had fucking milkshakes with a donut on top. And you put the straw through the hole of the milkshake, the donut, and then you bite around the fucking donut, so I bought 2 s'mores, 2 Reese's Pieces, and 2 Oreos, because I had like Dylan, Gavin, Mercy, Nicole, and then we had the parents. So I said the 4 kids get shakes, and then the parents could split 2 or whatever. I think they were $10 a piece, these fucking shakes. There wasn't a lot of milkshake, but the donut was fucking huge and grandioso. My wife tasted the donut. She said the donut was fucking tremendous. I didn't want no donut. I'm this close on the glucose fucking level. I don't want diabetes. Listen, if I got diabetes, I'll die, because I'm not stabbing myself with no fucking needle. The first acupuncture, nah, both of them have been good. I could lie to you and tell you I thought I was going to faint, but nah, they both been pretty good. The first day I was a little scared. Every time she touched me, I jumped a little bit because I haven't had nobody touch me with the fucking needles and shit. COVID has really fucked things up for people. We stopped getting touched like people, like I wasn't going to like Massage Envy or nothing. Those places suck. I had this Chinese chick in fucking North Hollywood. I used to take Lee there. I used to take my wife there. They would rub your feet, your fucking calves, the front. She would give you a full body massage for $40, and this bitch was no slouch. She would elbow you to death. She would get up on the table and step on your fucking neck. There was times I couldn't breathe. But you know what? I don't live there no more, so that went away. I miss her, though. She used to have the afternoon happy hour. $20. They do your neck, your feet, and your calves. They massage your fingers, your arms, your hands. Tremendous. You go take a little edible. I would go home and wash my balls and go in there and listen to them talk Chinese and shit. Because when you're face down and people are talking Chinese, you're like, what the fuck's going on? I can't see who's talking. You just hear a bunch of people yelling. It's like the beginning of Janet Jackson's If. You ever see Janet Jackson's If? They got the Chinese guy, Aduba, and you don't know what the fuck's going on. Same fucking thing. When you get a massage and your head's down the pillow, you don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know if I'm ordering ribs or they're going to rub my feet. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But, yeah, the fair was great, It's just been great. Let me tell you something, man. It's tough to go through life when you're fucking struggling mentally. And I think I struggled mentally after my mother died. I think I struggled a little mentally after I got divorced, because that's what I compared what I was going through this time to after I got divorced. I felt empty. I think the move had a lot to do with that, meeting new people. But the therapy took care of it. Me writing took care of it. Me getting out there and meeting new people took care of it. And I feel great about it, guys. This is what you're supposed to fucking do. I'm 58, you know what I'm saying? I love what's going on right now with my life. I miss comedy, but I don't. I really don't. I'm enjoying what I got going on the block and in my life and what I'm trying to do. I'm in a new fucking strength program. I'm going to get a little stronger. I included fucking pull-ups in my routine now, and I'm including fucking squats. So now I'm going to lift 3 days a week and focusing on one major lift all 3 days, like Monday's a deadlift. I'm doing up to 200 fucking pounds. I'm getting fucking stronger and stronger now for reps. This is what my life is about now. This is what you do. You fucking evolve and you move the fuck forward. This is what it's all about, And as of today, we got 15 more days left for the many motherfucking saints in Newark. You can't beat that. That's, we're halfway fucking there. So it's all good, man. It's all gravy. And like I told you guys, I promised you the whole month of October, I would have different people, different themes of Soprano thing. I came through for you again today. I got to be honest with you. I've done 10 years of interviews, and this is the first time an interview made me cry. My guest made me fucking cry for once. For years, I put away fucking, what's his name, with the edibles, and Sarah Tiana and Owen Benjamin went down. She didn't give me an edible. She fucking just broke me down, and it was great to have her on the podcast. I hope you enjoy it. Catherine Narducci from Bronx Tale, The Sopranos, a bunch of other shit. She was in The Irishman. She was great in The Irishman. She's got a great story. And as far as dysfunction go, her and I are tied for childhood dysfunction, but she's fucking great. Enjoy her, Miss Catherine Narducci.
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
What's up, beautiful?
Hi.
I love the blonde hair.
Thank you. I got it blonde for... We're not recording, are we?
Yeah, we're recording. We're on.
Oh, this is live?
We're live. We're on Memorex.
Oh, shit. I almost said why I got it blonde. I got it blonde for a job. A great, probably one of my all-time favorite jobs. It's a crazy character, like out of her mind. And the hair is, I have extensions too. It's going to be long blonde on the show. It's long blonde, but I left it because I figured 5 hours in a chair to get black to blonde. Why am I going to go throw, black dye on my hair? I just left it.
No, leave it until you shoot and then let it grow out. Fuck it.
Right.
Unless somebody else says anything. How are you today, my love?
I'm good. You're one of those people that I feel like I know you.
Yes, you too.
I feel like I just know you. Like I know you. And we never met.
No. And I was looking at this the other day after I spoke to you. The Pleasant Avenue Connection. You ever read this book?
Oh my God, yes, of course.
This is a great book. It got optioned and never got shot.
Yes.
But this is a great book. It's
I
look
think
at it.
actually
Look
I
how
think
old it is.
my father's in that. Nikki Narducci.
Yeah, I'll read it and I'll look, I still have a mark in here from I was on page 142 at one time.
Wow.
This book, if you go online, it costs like $500.
Yes, and there's another one that's out of print too. I forgot the name of it, about Harlem. It's out of print. And actually my friend got it for me for my birthday. I don't know what the hell I did with this book. It's driving me crazy. I freaking lost it. And I can't think of the name of this book. Another one. I wonder if that's the one. Did you see Nikki Narducci in that?
No, I read it years ago. I was hunting it down, and I even went, because the only way you could get it from a library is by going into the library and reading it. You can't take it home.
Oh,
so
wow.
I told a friend of mine about it. He won a contest. He won $250,000, and that was his gift to me. He bought me the book. It was like $600. The fucking cover was ripped off.
Wow. Unbelievable. I'll tell you one thing. I couldn't ask for a better childhood growing up in that neighborhood.
That's a great neighborhood. I loved it up there. I loved everything about everything.
I'm telling you, it was so beautiful. And, I go to Brooklyn now and I go around, I go, wow, this must have been like back in the 70s. This must have been unbelievable. But you always think where you grow up is like the best. But I don't know. To me, I felt I grew up in a very magical place. I felt Harlem was magical because as kids, in the other boroughs are great. All 5 boroughs are great. Even Staten Island. They're great, but everybody wants to be in Manhattan. I just felt blessed as a kid. I knew at a very young age, like at 5 years old, I used to look at out my window on First Avenue. I grew up between 114 and 115, and when you're from Harlem, real Harlem people say 100. They don't say 100. I grew up between 114 and 115, and I would look out my window. I had to be 5 years old and go, I love it here. I'm so lucky. I just knew it.
I loved the streets of Harlem.
Me too.
I had an aunt that sold drugs on 113th, right by the mouth of Spanish Harlem, right by the park right there.
Jefferson Park.
Yes. And I used to go up there just to visit her because it was like a zoo. Walking up her stairs, people would be shooting heroin and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd be nodding. So I'd go to the bodega, get a couple empanadas or whatever the fuck they had, some coquitos and shit.
Yeah.
Those little coconut balls.
The cuchi frita.
The cuchi fritas. And I'd go upstairs and see her and see the junkies. She'd give me $20 and I'd walk around Harlem as a kid, 10, 11.
Very, very colorful neighborhood.
Very colorful. That's the one thing. Very cultural. Just amazing. Just amazing. The shit. There was stuff in Harlem you couldn't get in any of the other 5 boroughs.
Yep.
Like little snacks and shit. Every borough had this. I'm really proud to be from this area. Like, I remembered last week during the 9/11 things, how much I hurt during 9/11 because I was in California and I'm seeing my city getting fucking shot down by fucking planes. I couldn't tell you how bad I felt.
I know.
And people don't understand. Yeah, I grew up in Jersey and I love Jersey and it's my heart. But my original heart when I came from Cuba was that fucking Manhattan. I loved it. I loved everything about New York City, man. Everything. And then they showed me Harlem. And that's where the fucking flavor of that city is. The city is the city.
And you know what? That's why I'm so proud to be on the Godfather of Harlem. I swear. I did the scout. I helped them do some scout locations. And I walked them around before we even started it, and before they were just getting in production. And I showed them. I took them to all the clubs. I took them to where all the colorful people stayed. You know what I mean, in that world. And I was so happy to do it. I've never been so proud of a show. I'm just so happy Harlem's getting its due. I just am, and I give Chris Brancato and Marquand, all the people who brought it, and Jim Atchison who brought it to the table. I'm just so give them a lot of props for that, man. Just really a lot of props for it. The Godfather of Harlem is just unbelievable.
I've heard great things about it, so I'm really happy for you. I've heard great things about it. And now that I'm living here, I would love to shoot all those fucking shows. That one, the one about Brooklyn with the Italians. There's a ton of shows they're shooting.
You are so perfect for the Godfather of Harlem. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was thinking about you this morning when I was doing my gratification, because we had a long talk about that last week.
Yes.
About it's a different world, and you don't know what's being said to you anymore. I feel that everybody's fucking lying to us. Everybody. My wife ordered food yesterday. They told her to be here in 20 minutes. I go, Terry, you know they're not going to have it ready in 20 minutes. She goes, no, but the guy told me. She got back an hour and a half later. I said, I told you, everybody's lying to you. The airlines, the doctors, the WHO, the fucking governors. Nobody's being straight with us, so we have to be straight for ourselves. So, in other words, this could make us fucking go crazy. This can make you go crazy.
Yeah.
So you have to get your own corner, see what works for you, what information you have, And you have to be different in what's going on in the world today. Look, my daughter's home. That's why I didn't call you yesterday. She went into school at 8:30. At 9:30, they called. A kid in the class, he had contact with somebody who had COVID over the weekend. My daughter can't go back to school till next fucking Monday. I had to bring her home yesterday, give her a test, and babysit all day. Today, she's on the computer, on Zoom and till 3, and we're good. But that's the world today. They're not going to go to school. This school's going to be closed. They've had 21 cases in 3 days of school. 21 fucking days. So you have to, you sit there and you go, I've had enough. You order a TV, they send you the wrong TV, or they don't send it to you at all. It's back ordered. You get a plane ticket. Everything's fucking upside down. So you need your mental fucking side. So we've been talking about it, and Catherine said something to me about it, how you wake up in the morning, you get your cup of coffee, you find a dark corner, even if it's for 1 fucking minute, and you think about, what you're grateful for. Really, really dig deep. I don't give a fuck. I'm grateful for my heart. I'm grateful for this napkin. And then when you get in the shower, you repeat it out loud. That's the system I do. And I fucking love it. It's helped me dramatically the last 120 days.
Could I tell you something? I watched your podcast, a lot of them in a row, as I do everything that I do. Like if I get on a TV show, I start watching the episodes, and I just did my research with you, and I came across that one podcast in particular, and it hit me. Oh, you hear all this self-help things and things to do. I don't know, that one thing in particular, it helped me, even though I walk around going, thank you, God, thank you for everything, for a glass of water. I'm always appreciating and very self-aware. I'm very extremely too hyper self-aware, and appreciate everything, right? You said that, let me tell them what you're talking about for people maybe that are just tuning in and don't know. He said, every day you wake up and you say 3 things out loud that you appreciate. Is that correct?
Yes.
You say it. And I woke up the next day, and for some reason, I said, let me try it. And I said it. And then I said the 3 things 3 times. And every time I said it, it got stronger and it resonated with me myself, even though I know it and I'm the one who's saying it. I'm like, yeah, I feel that, and when you appreciate even less than, I even appreciate, my apartment. I appreciate, when you start going down to the littlest things, like I appreciate that I can fucking pay my electric bill. You just realize, like you're saying, we are so blessed, and we don't even look at the little things anymore. And now we have the time and the realization to do that again because of the way the world is. So we got to go back to our own selves and say, wait, check in on you. What the fuck is going on with you? And this is what's going on. And I'm just so appreciative. But I want to just say another thing too. That helped me. And I did it today. I didn't do it when I woke up. I did it when I was going for my morning coffee. I was walking and I said it out loud, and it helped me. But, your charm and the reason you are where you are right now, brutal honesty, and especially publicly, it's different than you're brutally honest with somebody, and just you and this person in a private conversation. When you're brutally honest, and you're being brutally honest about your past, because I listened to you and things you went through, crazy, right? The brutal honesty and your past, and then overcoming all these obstacles that you came and being brutally honest about it, is your charisma. You're very charismatic. To me, brutal honesty is a charismatic, to me, like a charismatic quality. It all goes with, because sometimes people don't, you'll either be way too much for people, like, oh no, this, or, which I think why you are where you are, is that even my godson, Alessandro, was like, I love him. He says it like it is. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're going on a show. I love him. I love him. I love him. And me and my brothers love him. And they're all like under 25. They're kids. You're resonating with that, right? And you just said something at the beginning. We're being bullshitted by everybody, right? So when somebody comes along and they're honest like you, it's so refreshing. And not only that you overcame such a hard life and craziness, crazy fucking dysfunctional to the highest, to the fucking, if there was a scale 1 to 10, yours is 100, the obstacles that you overcame, and that you're successful and that you're here. That's why everybody loves you. You give people hope. You really do. I'm not even saying, I'm saying you give people hope and you tell people, I don't give a fuck where you're from. I don't give a fuck if your mother and father were junkies, you had no father. I don't give a shit if you robbed banks in the past. Right now, today, you could change all that. And there is hope. You could always time to change, number one. And anybody, if they have to want it, has a dream, no matter where you are in your life, and no matter what past you have, you can overcome that and become somebody. You can be successful, and you are the epitome of that. You're the epitome. You could come from nothing and make something of yourself, and I just think that you're great. And I think that's why your show is successful. That's why you are successful. It's the brutal honesty. It's the brutal honesty, and where you come from. What you've come from, and that you share that with people, and then you laugh about it, and you turn that negative into a positive. That's all you have to do. Turn that. Remember that song? It always made me so happy. You have to accent the negative, turn it into a positive, and that's the way the story goes. It's fucking true, right? You can't play the victim. No matter, you gotta you cannot play the victim. You have to turn that shit around. You're responsible for everything in your life.
Remember the last time you spoke to a victim? How hard was it on you? People who just do not, it's very hard on people.
They blame the world.
They blame the world.
And they blame everybody but themselves.
It drives me crazy.
Because you come from the bottom of the fucking barrel, and you didn't play a victim. You don't play a victim. You overcome that. You realize, once everybody realizes that everything you do in your life is your fucking responsibility. You make it. You wake up in the morning and you decide, is it going to be a good day or a shitty day? Am I going to complain all day and blame my mother, my father, my circumstances? Or am I going to say, fuck this, I'm my own person. I have to be responsible for everything that happens to me, my happiness, my work, my job, what I do, who I date, if I'm in a bad relationship with a guy. I can't blame the guy. Oh, he did this to me. Oh, he did that to me. No, you did this to you by being there and showing up with that person. Everything is, when you get that power, it's so powerful. It's a fucking revelation. When you realize you are responsible for everything, you cannot blame anybody. Life becomes a lot easier, and you get a lot more power.
You hit it right. That fucking judge told me that. I didn't believe him, and now I even blame the Kennedy assassination on me. I did it. And I feel so much better in my life that I took responsibility for things. I was one of those people, what happened to your job? The fucking boss wasn't a nice guy. It's you. It's you. It's always you. It's nothing to do with anybody else. It's your attitude. It's how you're seen. So you have to change these things to move forward. And that's exactly what I did. I just take I fucked up. What do you want me to do, Catherine? I fucked up.
Right.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to bed tonight, and I'm going to wake up, and I'm never going to fuck up like that again.
Yes.
I promise you that. I'm never going to. And just say it, and you'll be fine. But people don't want to. They want to ride that fuck up. You fucked up. That's it. Who cares? I went to prison. They were going to throw me in there for 9 years. I was cracked. I did the 4. I came out. They told me you can't be an acupuncturist. You can't cut hair. You can't sell real estate. You can't do anything. So what do you want me to do? Collect disability? That's what when you go to prison, that's what they make you do on the way out. They tell you you're disabled. You're never going to get a job, especially now with background checks and shit. So is that enough to just lay down, be a fucking lay down Sally? Fuck no. You get up, you sign your fucking shoes, and you go out there and you bullshit. And then, I used to
whatever you got to do.
Whatever the fuck you got to do. I would bullshit. I don't give a fuck. I done it before. Okay, here's the job. I thought you did it before. I never did. I just got a lot of heart, and I work hard, and I knew you would like that quality. Okay, we got something to work with.
That's right.
What was your dream growing up? What was your little dream growing up in Harlem?
To be an actress.
Really?
Since the age of 5 years old, I swear to you, me and my mother had a voice you cannot believe. I mean, like, unbelievable. And she would put on these shows. We would watch TV, all the $1 Million movie, Thriller. She would say, stay up with me, watch it with me. And I would watch these movies with her. And it was like my bonding time with my mother. And my mother would then act everything out. We'd watch A Star is Born with Judy Garland and James Mason. My mother would sing all the songs in A Star is Born. And she would say, take the brush, make believe it's a microphone, and introduce me. And I'd say, ladies and gentlemen, Bunny Narducci. And my mother would get up and just start singing all the songs. And then she'd take the brush and introduce me. And I would act out all the characters in the movie. And it was just so much fun to me. And as I got older, I never let that dream die. And it stayed with me. And it just, that was it. I was born to be an actress. That's an actor. That's it. I was born to be an actor, and now I'm an actor. Thank God. I thank God, that my calling and my dream and my calling and my vocation are all the same thing. You're blessed when you have that.
How old were you when you started acting?
28.
No shit. What were you doing before that?
I was working in the Hunts Point terminal market as a biller, the fruit and produce.
They do the fish up there now, right? The Hunts Point fish market.
That's another part of it. I was in the fruit and produce.
Yeah, I was up there a few months ago. That's fucking crazy at 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking real up there at Hunts Point
Market.
Oh,
it's so real.
They moved it from the other fish market, the one at Fulton. Fulton used to be in the city. And then they closed that, and now all the fish is being sold out of Hunts Point. So my brother has a fish company. I went up there with him like 3 months ago. It's fucking crazy. I thought I was definitely going to get COVID. Thank God I got the fuck out of there.
When you were a kid, did you go to the Fresh Air Fund, getting off the subject?
Yes.
You did that?
When we came here, my mother had a dry cleaner in the Bronx. She was partners in a dry cleaner in the Bronx, and they had that program for kids up there. The Fresh Air program where they take you to camps and shit like that. Was that
you go live with a strange family in Harlem. All the kids would leave all at the same time every year. We'd go to LaGuardia House. They check you for lice. They check your feet for athlete's feet. And that was it. You got at 5 years old, you got put on a train. My mother used to be like, thank God. They would get all the parents would get rid of all the kids in Harlem. You'd get on a train at Grand Central. You would get, I swear to you, a number around your neck on a piece of cardboard. They'd stick you with a suitcase. You'd get on a train, and the number had a number like 8 blue. Like the card would be blue, and it would have a number. You'd get up. My mother would go, okay, bye. Kick me on the train. I'd be like, ah. I'd end up, you get off the train. They'd say blue 8, and that's the stop. You would get off. You hold your fucking card up like this. Your family has the same card, and they find you in the crowd and go, hey, you're my family. You go stay with them for 2 weeks. You're in a complete stranger's house for 2 weeks. And you're just like unpacking your bag. I could have got raped, molested. It was a crazy program. I don't know how my mother sent me, but you would go away for 2 weeks, and you were not allowed to call your family. You were not allowed to be in touch. And oh my God. I had fun, and I used to cry and then sometimes get abused by the kids. They'd say, you're on welfare. Get out of our house. Like the kids would sometimes be mean. And Sometimes I would like it. I get a good family, but I didn't know if you went to that program.
I did it once. I did it with Mr. Williams family. They were African American.
That's great.
They were great. And it's funny that you said they were, and here's the funny thing. They lived in Harlem. They lived in Harlem, the Williamses.
Wait, you went to the Fresh Air Fund in Harlem?
Yeah, because my godmother lived on 148th Street. So all the kids would go down to 125th Street, that little center down there. So I thought that was the Fresh Air Fund. I'm not sure.
I don't know if that's the Fresh Air Fund. You would go, you know what the slogan was? Take a kid out of the jungle and give them fresh air.
Yes, I remember that now. Yes.
And the commercial would be a kid, like a kid on like when they have the rope hanging from a tree and you go out and you fly into the lake. Like Tarzan. And it would be a kid and it'd say, take the kid out of the jungle and give him fresh air. Be a part of the Fresh Air Fund.
Now, where does Harlem run from technically?
I think, East Harlem runs from, I'm going to say, I may be wrong, I'm going to say East Harlem runs from First Avenue, because Pleasant doesn't go all the way up. Pleasant only goes from 114 to 122nd, I think. So you'd go from 100th Street, I'd say, like 100. I'd say East Harlem starts like from 99 to like 122nd, from First Avenue. Now we're talking East Harlem to like Lexington Avenue. So you got that little corner pocket. And a very magical place.
And where's regular Harlem run from?
So then Harlem, I guess, West Harlem would be, that I was in, I lived in El Barrio, they call it, right?
Right,
Spanish Harlem.
Right.
Spanish Harlem. And then West Harlem, I think the West Side starts from what? Like Park Avenue all the way down to like almost like the West Side Highway.
Yes, it does run to the water.
Well,
that's
listen,
what I think. Yes.
West Harlem is bigger than West Harlem has got a lot more than East Harlem. You know, West Harlem was bigger as far, area wise.
So you got to remember that I lived on 88th Street on the west side. But for me to get records and shit, I would have to walk up to Harlem. And I still remember being 6 and walking up to get James Brown's hot pants.
Wow.
Up in Harlem, there was no fear. We just walked, and then I would hit Harlem from both directions. I loved 125th Street. I loved everything about it.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. I remember even in 93, I used to cop weed on 125th Street on Broadway. There was a little bodega, and then there was a weed spot 3 doors down. We used to call the guy Mr. Wendell from that song that came out in 93. I forget the name of the band. Mr. Wendell, whatever the fuck. What was your first acting job? What was your first acting job that you remember?
Oh, my first acting job was a Bronx Tale.
Are you serious? That was your first acting job.
I was an undercover actress. My family did not know that I was acting because every time I would mention it, they weren't being mean. They weren't like, oh, you can't do it or negative. They would just like laugh or think it was unrealistic. It wasn't like anybody was going, my mother and father were already dead. So I didn't have parents saying, oh, you got to do this, that. Anyway, even if my mother and father were alive, it was very dysfunctional. They wouldn't give a shit anyway. It wasn't like go to school or anything like that. But it was more like, you got 2 kids, where you going? Like that. Or like, you got to be, you got to support yourself, not being mean, just be looking out for me. And so I was doing it on the down low. I would get backstage. I would do all these little things, go on auditions through backstage. And when I was at the Hunts Point Terminal Market, this woman, Annabella, who I worked with, said, there's an open call because they knew I was doing it. They said, there's an open call. Robert De Niro's got an open call for a little boy. You should take your son and then you can meet him. We didn't know how it worked. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'll take my son for Colosio. I take my son on the open call. There was an open call for Colosio. And when I'm there, I see that the women start walking in that look like me, walk like me, and talk like me. And I was like, shit, what are they here for? I could do whatever they're here for. When the casting director came out with my son, I said, could I go in with whatever they're going in for? And she goes, the little boy's role is an open call. Today, the wife, and I didn't know the wife was De Niro's wife. She goes, the wife is not an open call, but if we don't find it today, a SAG actress today, it's an open call tomorrow. Call me in the morning and I'll let you know if you could come back. So I said, oh, okay. I'm getting dressed. I'm ready to go to work. I said, you know what? Let me call. I call up. I said, hey, did you find the wife? And she goes, no, you can come. I went back. This is a God's honest, true story. I went back and I auditioned. And I go home and my cousin comes with me to the audition. I tell her and she's like, what? I was like, just come with me, please. I'm nervous. She comes with me. I do my audition. The next morning I'm getting dressed for work again. The phone rings. My cousin, I thought my cousin called somebody and said, call and act like she got, like they were goofing on me. I answered the phone. I'm getting dressed for work. And she goes, hi, this is Ellen Chenoweth. You were here. You came in for, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, she goes, Bob wants to meet you. And I hung up the phone. And I said to my cousin, oh, you're so fucking funny. She goes, oh, I didn't do anything. I said, oh, my God. The phone rings, she calls back. She goes, hi, this is Ellen Chenoweth. Listen, Bob saw your tape. He wants to know if he would like you to come down for a callback. And I was like, Bob who? And she goes, Robert De Niro. And I was like, what? Robert De Niro saw my tape? And I went down there. Yes, I can. Yes. I went down. There was like 2,500 girls there. And I waited a long time, like 3 hours. I finally got in that room. It was De Niro and Chaz, Jane Rosenthal, and the casting director. I got in the room. And, here's the thing. When I was down in that waiting room and I saw all these girls there, and I said, holy shit, I thought it was just going to be like me. I didn't understand how this worked. I never did anything professional yet. And I looked around, I made my aunt, I told my aunt what I did. And I said, please come with me, I'm nervous. I went down to Tribeca. And I remember I looked around and they were getting close to me. And I looked up in the atrium and I saw De Niro look over and he waved. And I went, oh my God, De Niro just looked over, he's up there, oh my God. And my aunt goes, calm down. I said, oh my God, I don't want to do it. I'm too nervous. I couldn't breathe. Felt like I was going to pass out. And all of a sudden, I thought about my mother and me and my mother, what we used to do. What I told you, we used to do our thing. And when my mother was alive, she said, please become an actress. I want you to work with Robert De Niro. He's my favorite. You got to become an actress. Please work with Robert De Niro. I love him. And I remember all these in the atrium, like all the sun was coming in. And all these little, when the sun has like sun particles in the rays. And I looked up and I said, Mom, please don't make me nervous anymore. Take it away from me. If I go in there, I'm nervous. I won't get the role. I got to be calm. Please, Mom, please stay with me. And I remember this, I'm not joking, this whole warm feeling came over me. And I just looked at my aunt and I just got calmed down. And they go, Catherine Narducci? And it came right back up. I was like, oh, fuck. And I started getting closer and closer and closer. And I walked in the room and Chaz was there. And he went, hi. And I was like, hi. And I was like so nervous. And he goes, say hi to Bob. And I was like, I did not want to turn my head and see Robert De Niro's face. I went, And I just started feeling buzzing in my head. My fingers were numb. And he looked at me, I said, I'm so nervous. I have to be honest with you. Honesty. I have to be nervous, honest with you. I'm so nervous right now. He goes, you're supposed to be nervous. Go sit down, have some water. When you feel not nervous, just go like this. I sat down, they bring me water, and I look up and those fucking sun rays are in the room. And I just looked just like this. I said, Mom, this is real. This is not a broken down theater. I'm in the room with your guy. Please, please stay with me. Let me do good. Please, Mom, please stay with me. Got that feeling again. And I just went,
Boom.
I'm ready. And he sat down and said, you ready? We're going to read some lines and then we're going to improvise. Didn't even know what the fuck improvise meant. I read the lines and he looks at me and they look at each other like, you sure you're not an actress? Like, I said, no. He said, okay, now we're going to improvise. We start improvising. He tells me, he said, I'm going to say something. Whatever comes natural to you, you say back. We'll do it. I do that. The whole time, my mother is inside my body. I am just like, I did it my whole life. And I'm so calm. I'm so relaxed. I feel like I'm supposed to be here right now. This is where the fuck I am supposed to be. I am supposed to be right here. And I got up, I was done, and he goes, listen, there's a slight chance we may call you to come back. And I was like, oh, okay. I went downstairs, I was done. I went to my aunt, she goes, how did it go? You in there so